Hello everyone, welcome back. The Wuhan lab has just removed pictures of scientists doing testing and working with bats that were very deadly samples, as we know from this. Well, they have now removed those images from their website. So here's what the article says. During last month, Wuhan's Institute of Virology had removed images of scientists working in its laboratories and edited out references to visits by U.S. diplomats who subsequently raised the alarm about the laboratory's work on bats. Trump announced on Thursday that he had seen intelligence that gave him a, quote, high degree of confidence that the global crisis had its origins in the Institute. A month after the Mail on Sunday first revealed the British cabinet ministers had received classified briefings raising the possibility of a leak from the Institute. So, first it didn't come from there at all. It came from the weird market down the street or out of the cave. Now they're saying, okay, there is evidence that it did come out of this lab, but it was an accident. It was a leak. And so here's where it gets kind of weird. And I'll put the image up at the end of the video. And if you don't already know, I have a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, same name, Resistance of Tyranny. But it's sort of weird that it looks like the virus could have been accidentally leaked based on what the safety standards seen in the image are, which I'll put up at the end. But we know that the virus was sold to them from Obama and the university. This is all kind of fishy because I've heard stories where they developed the virus here in the university in Ohio or whatever, and the University of Texas, which has links to it. But from my research, it was made in the University of Ohio or something like that, and then sold over to China in the Wuhan lab via the Obama administration. But now they're saying that I'm hearing stories that the testing couldn't be done here in America. Scientists were saying, what were you doing? So then they sold it to China at the lab of virology and had them do it because they couldn't do it here in the U.S. So it's kind of a few different scenarios. The first one I heard was that, obviously the main story, but the other one was that it was made here in the U.S. and then sold to them. That may have been a miscommunication, and it was not made here and made in China because it couldn't be done here. But we know that Obama had some affiliation with that and getting that virus over there. So we know that happened, but now we have three things really that could have happened. I feel it was purposely released from the lab. The virus is sold to them regardless. But if you believe the picture, it was most likely leaked. You'll see in the picture they're like wearing just normal t-shirts, masks, and gloves, and that's it. And it doesn't look like a laboratory at all, not the pictures they're depicting on the media and others where they're in full-body suits. And I don't believe the picture. And trying to push the narrative that it was leaked and not purposely released. So now they're kind of screwed. It was never China's fault. Now, okay, it's their fault, but it was an accident. So they're playing this game where, okay, keep blaming us. We're going to expose Fauci and everybody else involved. So now they're trying to find some middle ground. And I think a lot of people are going to end up believing that. But I don't believe the image that I'll be putting up. But if you believe it, it was most likely leaked if you believe that picture. So that may be the case. I still think it was purposely released and controlled because they did send all the rich Chinese over in February and March. I even saw some at the airport on a trip. Just like super rich Chinese people. Not to be racist. It's not racist at all. But they were just in like Supreme coats, expensive fancy shoes, all the hype. And it was just kind of weird. I know that's part of the Chinese culture, is to seem more powerful, but those are rich Chinese people because the majority of China is pretty poor. And so then there's been claims that they were here sent in because the rich people have connections with the government and that they were sent in and were spreading the virus. And I think that could be very true. But it very well could have been leaked. I don't believe it. It seems like they're kind of releasing the truth, but trying to keep China innocent. Saying it was accidentally released. So I'm not really sure. We've kind of reached a fork here on the road. See you in the next one.